everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be working on a couple artworks, and I'm going to show you guys how I, my process and a little time lapse. And this time it's going to be themed on my favorite artists in the rock genre. Yes, I know. In case you don't know, I like rock. It's my favorite genre of music. I may not, post a lot of rock stuff, but I do love rock and roll. Anyway, let me show you guys the setup because it's crazy. I'm just kidding. This is the setup, y'all. And yes, it's on the floor. I like working on the floor. I don't know why. Ever since I started making art, I like working on the floor. So it looks like a literal looks like I'm gonna perform surgery, but I'm not. We're gonna be working on these pieces here. So these are the pieces. So we're gonna be doing our pieces on Fall Out Boy, 1 OK Rock, and 3 Days Grace, and they are inspired. So you might, if you don't, if you're not a fan of the band, you might not get the reference. So yeah, they look really cool. Party gang, let's get started. Let's get started.
Okay, so basically for the Fall Out Boy piece, I basically wanted to create a piece that anyone can look at and genuinely, oh, I enjoy that, even though I don't know the reference. Or maybe not even know that it's referenced to Fall Out Boy in some way. But the true Fall Out Boy fans will get it's a reference. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with this piece, is kind of just reference different albums. Like you can see Franklin, you can see a little bit of American Beauty, American Psycho, Mania, so on and so forth. Kind of just trying to drive from the album, especially. Also, I referenced a lot of the CDs and what's the content inside the CDs of each Fall Out Boy album. But yeah, I have posted Fall Out Boy content before. I've posted a cover, so if you want to go check that out, check it out. Still the song 27. Yeah! Anyone got that reference? Anyway, oh, I got another one. Got a lot of friends who are stars, but some are just black holes. My mind is a safe, and if I keep it and we all get rich. I really hope YouTube don't say nothing about me singing, but anyway, that's the piece.
But here we have the final piece of the artwork. I tried my best to really keep it a lot of outlining the ink lines, everything like that, really accentuating the ink. And you can see I did a lot of lining, a lot of kind of hatching, I guess, not cross hatching, but hatching, and kind of give it that mystical vibe. Obviously, my favorite part has to probably be the black outlines on the black ink. I love that so much. It looks really cool. So yeah, this is the Fall Out Boy one. So we're gonna move on to the 1 OK Rock one. So yeah.
For 1 OK Rock, I wanted to reference a lot of the albums that they have has a lot of pop of color. There's an album that has splatter paint. I don't know why I can't. I Have Storm. There you go. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. But I Have Storm has the splatter paint on it, and it's amazing. It's beautiful because it has so many colors that you notice through the piece, and that's kind of what I wanted to do with mine, but make it a little more subtle, since obviously we are using ink, so it's going to be a little more subtle than it would be of paint splatter. I also wanted to reference their logo, which you can see the star is a reference to one of their logos back then, and also the detox kind of coloring and kind of pattern being inside the star, and also the numbers. If you guys get the number, if you get the reference, you get the reference. So that's kind of what I want to do for 1 OK Rock, was just create a splatter and overall create something that looks like a mess, but it isn't a mess because it's actually very beautiful. Kind of how their songs are kind of describing the beauty in oneself, even though we're not perfect and we don't need to be. And I kind of wanted to emulate that in the piece.
Alrighty, y'all, this is the final piece. Definitely the more messy piece because there's splatter everywhere. This one is definitely more splattered one, but I really like it. I was kind of a little bit nervous with this one because I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do for the background. I had the idea in my brain and what I wanted to reference, but at the same time I didn't really know how to put it into paper, which I feel as artists we kind of struggle with that a lot, is figuring out how we want to put our ideas in paper. So definitely this one was a challenge, but definitely love this one. I did try to do the same kind of method of like outlining the ink, and I loved it so much. And I tried to use a thicker like nib to get like that splatter. Like I would get like little bits of splatter, which you can see in the star, these like little like dots of like when the ink or like the nib would like run across, it would sometimes splatter, and I really liked it. And I tried to do a thick outline on the star to really emphasize the star as well. And also same thing with the numbers in the back, so that you can actually see them and you can distinct them from the splatter. It's a definitely chaotic one, but it is definitely one of my favorite ones. Alrighty y'all, so moving on to the final piece, which is our 3 Days Grace piece. And actually, I still have ink all over me. And I got splattered ink on like the piece. But it's okay, it's gonna get covered and you won't even see it. You won't even tell.
Last but not least, 3 Days Grace. For 3 Days Grace, I wanted to create kind of like a mixture, something that is gonna be mixing, which you can see later on through the gradient in the middle. I wanted to create something that brings both Adam's era and Matt's era together, because obviously now we know with Alienation, one of my favorite albums from 3 Days Grace, they're finally both singing, and I think they fit perfectly together. They're great, they sound amazing, and overall I think this is the peak of the band, especially this era, because we have both Madam and Matt, so we have Adam and Matt, my bad. So I think it's beautiful, and I wanted to emulate both of their eras kind of mixing together with one another, and you see these similarities with each other, but they're still quite different, but they're still fairly similar, which I think is what works. And in the middle, I wanted to add that pop of color by adding different colors from their albums, from the ones from Matt and the ones from Adam, because there are ones that have that a different color other than black and red. So yeah, and also I wanted to use a reference to the Mayday single cover, where you actually get to see both Matt and Adam screaming at each other, which I think is really cool and a beautiful, beautiful image. So that's it, that's that.
Alrighty y'all, so this is the final piece of our 3 Days Grace piece. I tried to add as much as I could, and I did go back and add more like kind of depth to the background, because I was like, girl, looking a little basic. And yeah, I had to take a while for it to dry, because there was a lot of thick pieces of ink, because I wanted to have like really opaque as much as I could. But yeah, here it is in all its glory. I tried to like represent the combination of 3 Days Grace, the Adam era and the Matt era, by like adding in the middle part. You can see like there's a lot of colors, different colors of the albums that have been made that don't include black and red. And yeah, there it is. And then we can also see little references. If you get the references, that would be nice if you could get the references. But anyway. But there are the 3 pieces. I think they turned out really cool and in a way emulate my own personality, because I guess like your interests define your personality, so I guess that's what I believe in. But I think they turned out really cool, and they all kind of have their own unique way of how I see the artist and the moments that, you know, the artist, like the songs and the little references that they do and eras that they do that I think I connect with. I think definitely wanted to emulate that, and also just memorable moments of the band as well and the artists. So but thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and if you want to see more of my art, I post a lot of it on my Instagram stories, so you can go check them out. And yeah, and I will see you next time. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scout!